Good evening, folks. If you are watching after the fact, then please do feel free to skip ahead to qualifying. We're still getting the rest of the lobby in, and I'm setting up the rest of the live stream. There will be timestamps in the description for those who wish to skip ahead of this part of the stream. But anyway, I'll be with you in just a moment. Right, there we are. Hello, Ghost. Nice to have you in, even if it's for a brief moment of time. And hello, everybody. All you guys from GRL and other places. Welcome to tonight's stream. I am double on here because I've left my thing on, probably. Um, but anyway, we are looking to get underway in a moment. It looks like we're readying up. So I'll get everything ready and raring to go. As we begin the countdown for tonight's racing session. This is, of course, Saturday evening, and we are with GRL. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the channel for tonight's stream. My name is SUMO Gilligan, and I shall be your commentator for this evening. My voice, I'm just reading whatever. Anyway, tonight promises to be a thrilling race with the championship battle heating up, and of course it is Saturday night, which only means GRL Tier 2. Round 6 of the championship sees us tackle the Spanish Grand Prix, a tough circuit that will be a challenge for our drivers this evening. The circuit, the Barcelona Catalunya, hosts 16 corners, 8 to the left and 8 to the right. A fast and twisty sector 1 and 2 lead on to a tricky and technical sector 3, with the chicane of turns 14 and 15 being particularly tricky at this 4.675 kilometre circuit. Expect to see the most overtaking action to turn 1 as the long DRS straight that starts the lap provides the best opportunity. Looking at the championship then, and a tough race for May in Miami sees Mooman close the gap from 3 points to 3 points from 5. King Panda sits 13 points back from the Ferrari driver and is followed closely by Josh Gaming and OP Gamer, who both sit 7 points behind the Alpine. Alpine have the lead of the Constructors' Championship by 10 points, leading Red Bull. Aston Martin, McLaren and Ferrari are all within reach of a shot for the top, making the Constructors a 5-way fight for the top spot. We have an interesting race on our hands this evening, and we will start with a full qualifying session. We will be skipping over Q1 as we only have 15 drivers, so we will go straight into Q2, so these opening laps won't be too detrimental to the grid. Hey, Spons Benjamin, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Please make sure you guys leave a like on the stream and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I very recently hit 100 subscribers, and a lot of those that gave me the boost to 100 came from you guys over at GRL, so a big thank you to them and everybody else who supported my commentary gig for the last year and about a month. It'll be a month on the 29th, I believe, or the 27th perhaps, but I've been doing this for about a year now, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I wouldn't have got far without the support of all of you guys, so please do support the channel if you like what you see, as it really does help us out. I will go on board with one of our drivers so we can have a little tour around the session. May has retired already. I think a lot of drivers might be doing that. I think everybody's just getting a lap in to ensure that they are qualified and everything like that. As we say, we're going to be skipping over and going straight into Q2, but we follow the Haas of I'm going to say Fontana, Atabiano, is that right? I don't know, you'll have to let me know in the chat, but I'll say Fontana for the time being as it's easier. Actually, I think it's an Aston Martin that will lead us around. I'm not sure if he's going to go for a full beans lap here, but we'll wait and see. Hopefully no crashes this evening in terms of I think everybody's just going to peel into the pit lane, it seems, and alright then, so we won't be going on board quite yet for a lap, but everybody just getting out there and ensuring that the session has been done correctly, I suppose. Just wait for the final few cars to come around. So yes, a 5-way championship fight at the top between 5 different constructors teams. Points are once again scored for the top 10 drivers, much like Formula 1 here in GRL, with that extra point for fastest lap going to one of the top 10, I'm assuming, as well. So the point system means it can chop and change quite drastically, and with only 3 points in the championship, we've got a fight on our hands for sure as we wait for the rest of the drivers just to peel into the pit lane, and then we could start qualifying session number 2. I hope you are all having a wonderful Saturday. Oh, a little bit of info, here we go, thank you Curly, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I was there last night with you guys over in ESRL, Scott, and yeah, I must definitely know Spain well, and Bahrain as well. I think the last 3 streams of mine before this one have been Bahrain, so if I know any track like the back of my hand, it is the Sakir International Circuit, or the Bahrain International Circuit, I guess. Sakir is the outer layer. But yeah, here in Bahrain have been firmly ingrained upon my mind over the last few days, and it'll be nice to get some new tracks after tonight. It's a shame I'm going to miss sprints for APPF1 tomorrow. I was quite looking forward to the opening round, but you guys have lots of fun around Brazil and Austria, 2 incredible circuits on the F1 calendar, and once the fate has retired, then we'll see. If we see a different winner tonight, it will be then it will be the last season of Tier 2 already. Wow, there we go then. So fingers crossed for a new winner this evening, as we'll have another one to add to the books 4 race wins here in GRL Tier 2. And thankfully no crashes this time. There was a game crashed immediately as qualifying started around Miami. Yeah, that makes sense to me, Curly, no worries, I get it. So hoping for somebody new on the top step of the podium this evening, but everybody has qualified thus far, and we will get underway in 5 seconds with the actual qualifying session as we go ahead into Q2. Here we are then, 15 minutes of flat out running around the Barcelona-Catalunya circuit, and the fight to see who can remain within the top 10 and who will be eliminated in those bottom 5 positions, those being positions 11 to 15. It's the top 10 shootout, as well, would be straight afterwards actually, as that will decide the top 10. But first we must decide who makes it through to qualifying 3. Once again, following on with Fontana. Mahmoud cheering on Atabiano in the Haas there. We will watch fondly as car number 15 makes its way around turn 4 for what will be the second time on an out lap at least. I think they've got a couple people returning to Tier 2, I think. I don't know GRL Tier 2 all that well, so I can't point out those drivers to you, but those of you who do know GRL a little bit better than me, you'll be able to spot those drivers, I'm sure. That's Saipanda there. He had a great race out in Miami, finishing P4, I believe, in that Alpine, looking to get himself on the top step here in Tier 2 with a nice koi helmet, a nice red and purple. That's a helmet I do like myself, if I must say. And then we will ride on board with the Alpine then, as he begins a lap, and we'll take you on a tour around the circuit of Barcelona-Catalunya. Those of you may know it really well. I know it pretty well at the minute, but opening up flat out through that final corner, trying not to run wide and get on those yellow curbs. It's an incredibly long straight down towards the first couple of corners into an incredibly late braking zone of turns 1 and then straight into turn 2. Careful on that inside curb, you will spin out, and Panda has proven it. He has gone and spun. That is a shame for the Alpine. Oh, and Atabiano spins at turn 3 as well, just giving it a little bit too much. So OP Gamer coming through this flat out turn 3 then and into turn 4. It's a long corner, this one, and the traction zone will show it, and OP gave her a little slide from the rear end there, but not too much to worry the McLaren driver as he breaks down into turn 5 there, and on the run this is turn 6, then turn 7 and 8, tricky corners. You just got to coast the car through and not be too greedy on the exit of the corner, and then flat out, or if you dare, through turn 9. Downshifting is OP Gamer in the McLaren. And then this re-profile turn 10, this corner has so many different lines you can take to get through, and I'm sure we'll see a number of drivers experimenting through there as the session continues. This long turn 12 corner then follows into a fairly quick right-hander of turn 14. Here's 14 and 15, that tricky chicane. Get on those apexes if you can to get the best run through. Then flat once again through turn 16 to finish off the lap. OP is going to set the pace for this evening. It's a 1 minute 19.3. Not the best lap around this circuit. Dylan Suxcod has invalidated his lap time, so we're going to go with Wrong Fee, and he is going to set the pace now of a 1 minute 19.1. ESW Benjamin goes into the 19.4s, 19.0 from championship leader May, and Josh Gamer beats that, going into the 1 minute 18.6s. So a decent lap time from the Aston Martin. How about Fontana? He is going to go around again for another lap. WTL Curly's coming across the line now. Is it a decent time? It's a 1 minute 20.8. Some improvement to be found on the circuit for the Alfa Romeo. Preben coming around, purple sector 3, but in these first runs in qualifying, it's never usually accurate, those sector times. So through the chicane now, really taking those apexes to try and maximise the speed through that corner. Around the final corner comes the McLaren now. Is it a decent lap time? It is. He's going to join his teammate up in the top 5. 1 minute 19.3, incredibly close between the two teammates. How about the two Mercedes cars? They're coming across the line now as the Fate goes into P9 and Seamussen, I'm going to call him Nipper, goes into the pits after a poor lap. And Dylan Suxon has spun, invalidating the lap, spinning just before the chicane there, managing to keep the car going for now. But that's a no front ring, and Just Moman has, I think, crashed or perhaps retired. I think it was retired. He's in the pit lane at the moment. So he is going to start on P15 and maybe look to cut his way through the grid. We'll wait and see as it develops here in Tier 2. A good set of opening laps then. King Panda's out on a lap as well. Let me get the telemetry up again for you guys. I've just realised I've not got that out and up. It's very disorientating when it does it. I think King Panda's going to be on an in-lap, so I'll wait and see what else happens. But some decent runs from our drivers at the moment. Is that May going again? Not quite, although he is out. It looked like he must have gone again. But Josh leading the way then at the moment in the Aston Martin. May 4/10 behind, and these times are somewhat close, especially between the McLarens as the Fate goes even faster. So he was on a lap and it's an 18.9, so that's P2 for the Mercedes driver. Josh is currently tied on 49 points with OP Gamer in this fight for the Drivers' Championship at the minute. He's only a few points away from the Alpine of King Panda and the Ferrari of Moman, and indeed the Red Bull of May. So there's still plenty of points on offer, and this Drivers' Championship might go down to the wire if things continue to go the way they are. Speaking of OP Gamer, out he comes then. He's going to go on his second run of the evening in that papaya orange McLaren, and I'll wait and see what lap time he can do. I think F is on a lap now, so we'll watch F as he comes through Sector 1. A few drivers have struggled with that on the early laps, especially on those cold tyres. Well, they would have been warm at the time actually. But ignore that purple Sector 1. It's not accurate on the first runs of qualifying for any of the drivers. That looked like a fairly clean Sector 1 though. That was clean through Turn 5. You want to carry as much speed as you can and maximise the exit as you run all the way down to Turn 7. Very cautious this corner. It's so easy to lose it running on that curb and getting on the power just that little bit too early. That was a decent run through Turn 9. Maybe a little tentative on the exit there from the Williams, but into Turn 10. What sort of line is he going to take? It's quite a wide, long line from the Williams, and then into this janky, very long right-hand corner. And then this quick flick to the right almost. It creeps up on you, that corner, I find. And then into this horrible chicane at the end of the lap. I really do not like Sector 3 around this circuit, and you can probably tell. It's a 1 minute 19.4 from F then in the Williams. Not the fastest of laps, but it gets him into P7. That's a decent job thus far. OP Gamer then coming across the line to start a lap. I think Dylan Suxon is just ahead of him as well. So we're right on board with the Aston Martin, this is his first lap. There's a couple drivers who still yet to set a lap. Sniper in the Mercedes is still yet to set a lap. Bit of traffic coming up for Dylan Suxon. Hopefully these guys are out of the way. Yes, on the grass goes the Williams to get his car out of the way. Another purple sector, but once again we can ignore that in this opening run. Not a lot of battery in the tank for the Aston Martin, so this might not be a lap that he would like on the timing board, and maybe one he abandons going forwards. But we'll wait and see as he comes through Sector 2 now. Through Turn 10, it's a very varied corner. Each line is different, but each line either seems to be somewhat the same in terms of time gained or lost, or some slightly different? It really varies and depends on how you want to take that corner. But I think Dylan is into the pits. No, he's not. It took a little while for him to appear around the corner, but he does set the fastest time despite the lack of ERS, and OP Gamer goes up into P3, joining him in the 1 minute 18s. So 1 minute 18.9, a few hundredths of a second faster than the Fate and the Mercedes. We'll wait and see who else is about to come across the line. I think we've got a Haas who will be next. He's a 10th up on his previous best. It won't see him towards the top perhaps, but it might see him enter into the top 10 and importantly get out of that elimination zone. King Panda are in the danger area there, sat in P10. Any improvements from the now bottom 4 will see him out of this qualifying session. We've got 5 minutes left to go, and we'll start seeing the final runs come in soon, I'd imagine. In comes Neil C then. Is it an improvement for the Haas car? It's looking so. It's 2/10, just knocking King Panda out into the drop zone, and Wong Fei goes into the top position with an 18.2. That's an incredible lap from the Williams, throwing down the gauntlet in this Q2 session. Here comes Sniper finally, a 1 minute 30.1. That's not the lap time he would have wanted to put down in this stage of the qualifying session. Unlike a short qualifying session, you can afford not to come out toward the end, especially if you are up toward the top. As Josh Gaming and Dylan Sucks at Cotter in 2 and 3 there. That's a decent run for the Aston Martins. And it looks like some of them are going to come out and try and improve on their previous best lap times, but anyone say from about P5 downwards might want to think about coming out, perhaps just P6. It can easily change in a matter of moments here in Formula 1, and I'm sure these drivers will all want to try and have a shot in the top 10 during the Q3 session. Just keeping an eye on the on-track action. I think, oh, Sniper spinning at turn 9. That's a horrible way to go. Just the grip failing on him, and now he's flailing about the track trying to get the car back on course. And that'll be a trip to the pit lane for the Mercedes. And he might just have enough time to get another lap in. That's Josh Gaming coming through now. And he'll be coming out to try and improve on that lap time. 18.6 isn't a bad lap time at all. And he will look to improve if he can on this run. Here he goes. He's coming around the final corner to start a lap. We'll keep an eye on Fontana. He's sat in the drop zone right now. He's 1.2 seconds up on his previous best. But it's hard to tell where it's going to put him, as that previous lap isn't too great. King Panda has crashed, or has perhaps retired in the pit lane. He's retired in the pit lane. I saw the yellow flag and I saw the retirement and I thought he would crash, but he's up in P4 and he's done enough for this session. Saving tyres is quite important for qualifying as well, so having enough tyres for the next session, especially the softs, will help you out. And I don't think Fontana's going to be able to improve unless he's using this as a cool lap, and he is. So he will go around again. So we'll keep an eye on the Haas as he makes his way around the circuit. Preben is out on a outlap as well, and I think both the Red Bulls are on outlaps. They are indeed, with ESW Benjamin leading the way for Red Bull at the moment. So we'll ride back on board then with Josh Gaming. Couldn't quite see whether he's improved on his lap time. He doesn't really need to. I think he's safe, sat there on that 18.6, but you can never know in motorsport, so better to be safe than sorry. Comes the Aston Martin through that final chicane around the final corner. This is looking like a fairly decent lap from the Aston Martin. Can it challenge for provisional pole? It does. It's a 17.8 for Josh Gaming. That's provisional pole position at the moment, but it won't matter too much. He does go fastest man on track though, and that is a good sign for the qualifying session yet to come. The Fate is invalidated. He's got time to set another lap if he so wishes, so not too much of a worry. 13 seconds up on his previous best is Fontana. This is looking like a much better lap from the Haas driver, coming through the final sector now. Really got to nail this sector. You can lose so much time if this sector goes just that little bit wrong, especially here. It's so technical and twisty, this section, that you've just got to nail it every single time. And through comes the Haas now around the final corner. Can he get out of the drop zone? It's not going to be enough. It's P12 for the Haas at the moment. Then we keep an eye as WTL has spun at the final corner. Maybe enough time to get another lap in. No damage, it seems, on that front wing, as I think it was that Benjamin has improved his lap time for the moment, and May's coming across the line. He's a 10th up on his previous best, maybe getting himself into the top 5. He does, with a 1 minute 18.5, so fairly quick from our championship leader, who's setting a decent lap time at the moment. But all our eyes turn to the drivers in the drop zone, and F as well. F, I don't think is going to come out, so look to WTL Curly and maybe Fontana to try and improve, but I think he's run out of time, so it's just Curly. Can Curly creep his way into the top 10? We'll see what this lap time says as he crosses the next sector line. It doesn't look incredibly quick from the Alfa Romeo, I must say, but we'll wait and see what those sector times say. Coming down the second DRS, so not opening the DRS, so it's not a competitive lap, and he's way down on his previous, so I think that is going to be your qualifying session here in Q2, as everybody is finishing up their laps, taking to the alternate path of the track. Is the fate in the Mercedes, the path around that avoids that chicane entirely. But Mahmoud will be disappointed to see his favourite driver out of this session in Q2, but P12 isn't too bad a place. You can launch an attack here. Strategies don't really matter in terms of which tyre you qualify on anymore, as the tyre rule has been abolished, which I think is a good thing. It means that you're not locked into certain tyres on qualifying and such like that, and it can really allow for the drivers to just go all out in qualifying and not have to worry about what tyre they're starting on, especially if they do get into the top 10. Speaking of getting into the top 10, Nilsy, Atabiano, WTL Curly, Sniper, and hello Rick. I'll count down through the order in a moment, but finding their way into the top 10 for this qualifying free is Josh Gaming, Wrong Feed, Dylan Sucks at COD, May, King Panda, OP Gamer, The Fate, ESW, Benjamin, Preben, and F. And being eliminated from the session is Nilsy, Fontana, WTL Curly, Sniper, and Moman, who did not set a time in the session, and perhaps looking for a challenge from the back of the grid. We count down towards qualifying free, then the top 10 shootout. Who can put it on pole position for this Spanish Grand Prix? Just about, I believe, 12 minutes will be on the clock for this final session. If I am not mistaken, and I am not, then my knowledge of Formula 1 is as good as I seem to believe it is. I hope you guys are enjoying thus far. We are now into Q3. Please do leave a like on the stream if you can, and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. All of the support is really appreciated as I continue my commentary journey here on YouTube. And Josh Gaming will be the first car out on track, closely followed by the Alpine. I think that's King Panda. It is indeed the only Alpine on the circuit. Top 10 shootout time then, and if qualifying laps matter, these are the ones that do, as drivers navigate the circuit on their out laps. looking for the best runs possible. The Aston Martins have been looking incredibly quick. McLaren can find themselves up there as well. Wrong Fee perhaps in the Williams might be able to challenge for the top. F is the only driver not to venture out on circuit thus far, perhaps waiting a little bit for the session to get a little deeper in and maybe set a lap towards the end when track evolution is at its highest. Josh Gaming coming through the twisty sector 3 now. Running a ride on board then with the Aston Martin as he comes around to make a lap of this circuit and flat out through that final corner then, not running wide and keeping away from that horrible yellow curve. That will get you spun out. Down through comes Josh, looking for a clean run through here. That looked fairly clean, braking as late as he dares, shifting up through the gears now, being careful not to be too greedy with the traction, coming through this flat right hand corner and then down towards turn 4. It's a long corner, but you can really gain or lose a lot of time depending on how you take it. And then into this downhill left-hander of turn 5. That looked fairly clean from Josh Gaming, perhaps a little bit tentative on the exit in that particular spot and a little bit wide there. That's going to cost him a few tenths, I think, coming through 7 and 8 and then almost flat through turn 9, avoiding that outside curve if you can, lest it unsettle the bottom of the car, and then through this very turn 10, a decent line from Josh Gaming. Ignore that purple sector too, as the times are a little bit dodgy at the start of qualifying sessions. I can only really be followed towards the end. Nielsen cheering on Wong Fee. I believe Wong Fee is one of the drivers making a return to Tier 2 here at GRL. I'm not too sure. Getting on the curb a little bit, that might unsettle him as he comes across the line. It's a 1 minute 18.2 then. Sets the initial pace, does the Aston Martin. Here comes King Panda. Can he go any quicker? He can. It's an 18.0. How about his Dylan Sucks at Cod? That's an 18.4. Sets himself into P3 for the moment. Here come the Red Bulls then, and I think it's going to be our championship leader May who sets down the time for Red Bull at the moment. It's a 1 minute 18.9, perhaps looking to go again. Preben goes into P5, which then becomes P6 as a Wrong Fee now sets a 1 minute 18.5. Here comes ESW Benjamin. Any big improvement from him? No, not quite. As OP Gamer into P4 now. Decent time from the McLaren. F is now on an out lap. Next across the line will be the Fate coming through turn 12 and into turn 13. I think this is a slow lap. It is. So he will go again on those tyres. So we'll keep an eye on F as he looks to improve his lap time. But thus far it is King Panda who sits at the top of the timing sheets and on provisional pole position. Through comes F then to start the qualifying lap around this track, looking to get himself nice and cemented through there. We'll ride on board with the Fate, who is on a quick lap this time, 15 seconds up on that previous lap. It was a slow lap for the Mercedes, so coming up through into turn 9 now, almost flat through that corner. You can take it flat if you're brave enough and have enough downforce on the car, but that will be at your detriment in terms of drag in the straights as he comes through into sector 3 now. That long right hand corner of turn 12 into this twisty section, then the chicane, hitting those apexes as perfect as possible to get the best exit of the corner. That's what you need to prioritise, and then in to that final corner coming across the line. It's a 1 minute 18.5, not bad from the Fate. Can definitely find some time out there on the track. Let's ride back on board with F, sets purple sector 2, but not to be followed at the moment. Fano likes Spain, Nielsen does not like Spain. It's a very mixed bag, Spain. Often referred to as Spain without the S, therefore making it pain. and I can see why people do not like it. I have mixed feelings. Sometimes I'm quick here, sometimes I'm not. As F goes into P8, 1 minute 18.9. That's not the best lap time from the Williams, but gets him out of the bottom of the grid thus far. Drivers out on outlaps now. Preben on an outlap. How about anyone else? Dylan Sucks at COD as well, was on an outlap. I think he'll be the next to start a lap. May's coming in, he is, and the Fate will definitely be coming in, so we'll watch along with Dylan Sucks at COD in the Aston Martin. 11th place isn't too bad. It's not the very back of the grid, and I mean, it's no longer strategical pole position, so that doesn't matter too much. But you could definitely, you're definitely in the race for sure in P11, as you'll be able to fight for the points, Nilsy. So take it nice and easy on the start, and I'm sure you will make up some positions. It's a long run down to turn 1, and a quick corner means maybe some carnage as well. So if you can avoid that, then you can make up some positions on the start. Along comes Dylan Sucks at COD through this sector 1. We'll be looking now at the sector times, if they are lighting up the timing boards at all, and there is. It's purple sector 1 for Dylan Sucks at COD. Then he's got 4 tenths to find to reach that lap time of King Panda, and a 1 minute 17 was achieved in Q2, so it's definitely possible for some of these drivers to break into the low 1 minute 17s and really throw down the gauntlet for pole position this evening. Through turn 9 now, the sector line coming up, opens up the DRS all the way down towards turn 10. Let's see where the lap is as he crosses that line. It's 2 tenths up. It's purple sector 2, so this is looking like a fast lap. This could be provisional pole position for the Aston Martin. It's make or break as he comes into sector 3 now, and looking to get the cleanest run possible in this sector. Here's the chicane, the important part of the track to get right. That looked fairly clean from the Aston Martin. A decent exit, don't run wide on any of these curbs, and you'll make the lap stick. And Dylan Sucks at COD crosses the line. A 1 minute 17.9 then goes only about a tenth faster than King Panda, but that puts him on provisional pole position for the time being. Preben will be the next across the line. That's a slow lap from the McLaren, so we'll wait to see what he can do. King Panda's on an outlap. I think OP is going to be the next across the line then. Both Red Bulls are on outlaps for the moment, so we'll watch as OP Gamer, the man sat in P5, I want to say, in the championship. I mean, technically P4 because he's tied with Josh Gaming, but he'll come across the line to set a decent time. I don't think this is a fast lap actually, so this is another outlap for the McLaren. So trying to burn some fuel out there. I can't remember how much fuel they give you in the car, but it must be a lot if the drivers are having to take an extra slow lap to burn it off. That's King Panda going for a spin at turn 1, very easily done. And that might be that lap ruined. He might be able to save the tyres and go again, or perhaps come in. I'm not sure he'll have enough time for that, so we'll have to look after these tyres now for the rest of the lap until he gets back towards the beginning. The Fate on an out lap as well. We'll keep an eye on the Mercedes. Is Benjamin on a lap? I think he is. He's 0.02 of a second up on his previous in sector 1, maybe running into a little bit of traffic from the Mercedes, but let's see where he is crossing that sector 2 line, coming in towards turn 10. He's 3 tenths up, not lighting up the timing boards. He sits at the bottom at the moment, so this might not be the best lap from ESW Benjamin, but he'll be looking to improve as he comes through sector 3 now. He won't have time to pit and get another lap in. He might have time to go around and save some ERS and get a lap in, but that might be a stretch for the Red Bull as he comes through the final corner now. Is it going to be an improvement? It is, but it's not going to be enough to improve his position. He sits in P10 for the time being. That lap for Josh Gaming. Dylan Sucks at COD still in the pits now. King Panda, he'll be starting his new lap. How about May then, our championship leader? He's on a slow lap as well. The Wong Fee now coming through sector 3. Didn't see if he's up on his time, but it's definitely a quick lap. You can see the battery usage from the Williams was looking quick in Q2. Can he do that again here in Q3 and take pole position away from Dylan Suxer-Codd? He can. It's a 17.4. That's a tremendous lap. That's 5/10 up on Dylan Suxer-Codd's best time. So if anyone can find that time, then they will take pole position. But thus far, it goes the way of the Williams of Wong Fei. Pre-Ben on and out lap. That's ESW Benjamin. I'm not sure he's going to be able to improve on his previous lap, but let's follow along as he comes through. These are the final runs now. 20 seconds left in this qualifying session. Benjamin, can he find anything out there to get himself out of P10 and in deeper to the top 10? No, he improves by a tiny fraction, but no dice as the fate goes up into P5 in the Mercedes. How about F coming across the line now? That's going to be no improvement from the Williams. How about Josh Gaming? No improvement from the Aston Martin. Maybe enough time to set another lap. I know it's not. So that's his qualifying session done and dusted. May is only 0.03 of a second up, so not the best qualifying from our championship leader. Can he improve his time? He can. He goes up onto the second row into P4, knocking Josh Gaming down into P5. It's Pre-Ben then. He'll be the next across the line on a competitive lap. He's 5/10 up. This could see him perhaps into the top 5, maybe the top 6 if he can get his sector 3 right. Let's see through these final couple of corners now. It's important he gets these right, and that looked like a fairly clean run through there. So Pre-Ben looking to get into the top 5 if he can through the final corner to come across the line now. It's only good enough for P7 and 18.5 from the McLaren, and unless the fate is on a quick lap, I think that is going to be your qualifying session over, as that is going to be your grid. So Wong Fei takes pole position then here in GRL Tier 2, and he'll be joined on the front row by King Panda in the Alpine. And King Panda actually snuck his way up there. I didn't see him improve his lap. He's now in P2, so he knocks Dylan down to the row. I can't remember if he wasn't there before. So he definitely did find that improvement on the final lap. So well done, King Panda. Excuse me, to put it on the front row of the grid. Well then, Wong Fei takes pole position then by 0.4 of a second, and is joined on the front row by King Panda in the Alpine. Dylan Suxer-Codd and May make up the second row of the grid, and May is sandwiched in by the other Aston Martin of Josh Gaming, making up the top 5. On the third row, joining the Aston Martin, is the fate in the Mercedes, with Pre-Ben and OP Gamer in the McLarens locking out row 4. Row 5 goes to F and ESW Benjamin, who, to try as he might, could not improve to get himself out of P10. We go then on toward the Grand Prix now, and we have a cracker of a race in store. Make sure, guys, to put a like onto the stream if you've not done so already, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. I really do appreciate all of the support here. And apparently, according to YouTube, we're playing Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, which is definitely not what we're playing. It really likes to be loosey-goosey with the games it thinks that we are playing at the moment. But anyway, I digress. Sometimes it says we're playing F1 2020. That was a good 2 years ago now. Here we go then. I think the formation lap is on, and it is indeed. Car's ghosted a little bit, but around we go. Wong Fei will lead us around for the formation lap. And he'll be looking to get the best start possible, as King Panda will be eager to get away. On the clean side of the grid is Wong Fei, but no, Wong Fei's on the racing line essentially, so he'll get a little bit extra grip. Clean side of the grid goes to King Panda, so a little bit harder for him. To be honest, he has got a chance to improve here, so hopefully he's got a better way forward in this qualifying session. But we go around, the strategy's looking like medium to hard or soft medium hard, so a one stop or a two stop, and we'll talk ourselves through the tyres as we go around. So Wong Fei starting on the mediums alongside the majority of the grid. A few to watch out for though. King Panda is on the hard tyres, so he'll be looking to go long on this opening stint of the race. And Dylan Sucks at Cod, ESW Benjamin and Moman are going to go for that aggressive two-stop strategy and look to try and gain as many places as they can in that opening stint and see themselves good into the race. Maybe even try and go for a soft hard strategy and go long. It's 33 laps around here, and tyre wear is quite nasty around this track. If I'm not mistaken, those softs probably won't last too long, and they won't feel too great either. Warming up the tyres then is Wong Fei, and really pushing that car left and right, really throwing out the rear end as well to warm up those rear tyres if he can. Drivers have to park their own cars on the grid in F1 2022, so can give you a slight advantage or disadvantage depending on how well you park. I don't think it's that minimal, to be honest. The only thing you lose, I think, is distance. As May was disqualified, a bit of contact there perhaps, or perhaps just overshooting his grid slot on the grid. But we're now waiting for the green flags and the lights. It looks like the Fate had a bit of an incident during the formation lap and finds his way onto the grid as we wait for the Mercedes to take his spot. We go then, a few errors with the timing screen. We wait for the camera to change. It's not going to, for whatever reason. So it's 5 red lights and away we go. We're not getting the best start view of the starting grid at the minute, but Dylan Sucks at Cod has got an incredible launch and has found himself up into P1 already as the pack chase behind him. Sai Panda and Wong Fei robbed at the start as the Aston Martin makes his way through. King Panda starting on those hard tyres is going to struggle for the opening couple of laps. OP Gamer makes his way up the grid as well, getting past the Red Bull of May through turn 3. There's an incident at the back. That's the 2 Haas cars off the circuit. What on earth has happened there? That's brought the safety car out and not the start Haas would have wanted. 2 unplanned pit stops for the team. An awful start. It's the full safety car as well, so for the second week in a row we're going to have a safety car on the opening laps. I'm maybe thinking of a different league here, but a safety car has found its way out onto the Catalonia circuit, and wow, what carnage. That is a big F, and they are taking the L, but they are at least still in the race and can compete. Let's have a look then at position changes. Sniper gaining 4 positions off the start. Good stuff from the Mercedes. Moman getting himself up into P12. That was been due to the crash between the 2 Haas cars. Maybe just overcooking it through turn 13 perhaps and causing a spin as cars come around. But this is going to help the soft runners out a little bit and maybe even make that soft hard strategy a bit more viable, maybe even the soft to the medium if their tyre wear is exceptionally good. But look at the gap he's got already. I mean, the safety car would have brought that down, but Dylan Sucks at Cod got an incredible start, didn't he? He flew off the line in the first phase and got the second phase completely right and just found his way straight past the top 2. Incredible stuff. And there's been in they come then, Moman coming into the pits, so wanting to get off those soft tyres early perhaps. OP Gamer's up 4 places as well. That's a decent start for the McLaren. His teammate not so lucky, losing a place off the start as well. In fact, I think that was because of OP Gamer. He's lost that position. So decent start for OP Gamer in his McLaren and his bid for the driver's title at the moment. Wong Fei will be a bit unhappy that he lost the start, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. And it'll be who comes out on top at the end that matters in this race at the moment. Nilsy too aggressive. Okay, I've not seen Nilsy race too often, I don't think. I'm not sure. I can't remember if he was there in Miami. But I'll take your word for it, Mahmoud. Maybe a bit of collision between the two Haas cars. But they'll be happy that at least they're still running. They'll be in suboptimal positions. But they've not really lost too much. The 3 drivers at the back then are the only ones to have come in. Hards for Moman, hards for Nilsy, softs for Atabiano. An interesting strategy choice. I can't remember what tyre he started on. Maybe it was the medium tyre. So perhaps softs and then to hards for the Haas. We'll wait and see what happens. I can go back and see what tyre they're on. Let's go on the safety car. So he started on the mediums. So yeah. Of course, you only get one set of mediums, one set of hards for the race in F1 22. So I think it's always been a thing actually. So I think it's at least one set of each compound, or a couple sets of softs, one set of mediums, one set of hards. But having to go on a different tyre and hard tyres to the end for the Haas. But anyway, we follow the safety car around. I think it's the Aston Martin safety car. It is. So 2 Aston Martins lead the way. Not quite an Aston Martin 1-2. Not at least as far as the standings go at the moment. Dylan Suxencott has been on top form. He had a great race out in Miami, got driver of the day, which is of course voted for by the community. I think the tier 2 drivers themselves vote for that, if I'm not mistaken. But it's been on decent form, and we'll look to try and get some decent points here this evening. May a quiet start for him, but losing a position to OP Gamer. Safety car is going to come in on this lap, so Dylan Suxencott will become your effective safety car for the time being. He has until the safety car comes into the pit lane and up to the line to choose to go. So we'll keep an eye on him. He'll look to try and catch out Wong Fei if he can, and open up that gap. He's got to play the advantage of the soft compound tyres while he's got it, and try and pull away from the Williams and King Panda as well. King Panda's going to have another lap of struggles on cold, hard tyres, but he's not gone yet. He's waiting to the very last moments, perhaps. Dylan will be quicker for a few more laps. He certainly will. As he starts this race, once again, we're going to green flag conditions. And already Preben's on the attack a little bit further back. He's looking to find a way past the Fate in the Mercedes. He looks to the inside. They're going to go side by side into the corner now, and the Fate's got the car distance ahead and just keeps it around the outside. Nowhere to go for Preben as they go through, but he looks around the outside as they come through turn 3 now. Still no way through for the McLaren, so it's one by one they go as they come through turn 4 to finish off the first sector. There's a bit of a battle going on further back. That's WTL Curly fighting with the other Williams of F, who's looking to go all the way around the outside of turn 5. The Alfa Romeo does well to show him the door if he can, but they're going to continue to go side by side. It's very close stuff. F looks toward the inside through turn 7, but no way through for the Williams, so he's going to continue to chase that Alfa Romeo. Up the hill they go in towards turn 9, and that's a change. Fight back here into turn 10. OP Gamer and May going side by side through turn 10. And OP Gamer defends for now, forcing May to go all the way around the outside, the longest way round possible for the Red Bull, and no way through into P4 for the time being. Got a yellow flag a bit further back. Fontano not having the best start he wants. Fastest lap goes to Dylan Suxett-Codd with a 21.8 thus far. Preben on the offensive again. He's looking for a way past that Mercedes. No way through for the moment as they come through turns 1 and 2. So he'll be waiting for the DRS. He loses the rear, and it's a half spin for the McLaren. That is a huge shame for him. And another one as a Sniper follows suit as well. Those tyres giving out grip. It is very easy to do that at that corner, and two cars one after the other spinning there. Unfortunate for those guys who are running fairly well in the midfield there. May still on the hunt for that, and Wong Fei staying with Dylan Suxett-Codd in the minute. He's not been able to open up that gap as our race leader, so DRS will be active very, very soon. It'll be on the next lap, it seems, and it's sat on the fringes thus far of the DRS activation point. And that's from Tanner again. The Sniper going for another spin. That's at turn 7 and 8. That's a huge shame for the Mercedes. Yeah, it really seems you are jinxing him there, Mahmood. But anyway, OP Gamer in the DRS of King Panda. That's going to help him in his bid to defend against May, our championship leader. Sniper again going for a spin. That's at turn 12. Not having the best of luck here at Spain at the moment. Dylan Suxett-Codd has done well to just break out that gap. That's going to help him keep the lead for a little while. But Wong Fei's tyres are still going to be in a decent operating window, while those softs are going to begin to lament very, very soon. May close to the back of OP Gamer as they come through turn 5 now. He's going to look to try and get his way through into turn 10 if he can be close enough. It's all about how close you are into that DRS zone. It doesn't really help you overtake around here. It's very difficult to get moves done at this Catalonia circuit, especially on this year's version of the track. It is a long race, and then we'll have to see how it goes. Nilsey is not too far back, and speaking of toward the back, Moman on the attack now, going to go all the way around the outside of Moman. Is Moman of Curly at the minute, and he's got the job done into P10. Oh, incredibly close. Braking super late is Curly to try and stay with the Ferrari, but no dice as Moman enters the points. Wong Fei now ever closing. Those soft tyres are beginning to deteriorate for Dylan Suxett-Codd. This is a when not if situation for the overtake, I feel, as we might be looking for a change of the race lead here, as car number 94, the Williams of Wong Fei, is looking for his way through, and he might just find it here. They're going to go side by side, are they? No, dummies to the outside, looks to the inside, doesn't quite find it, so stays behind the Aston Martin for now. A much better exit the Williams gets though, and he's going to continue to chase up the hill. Looks to go around the outside of turn 7, no way through there, goes underneath him and goes around the outside of turn 9. That's an incredible move from the Williams, and finds himself up into P1. What a move! Dylan Suxett-Codd's going to be his eyes are going to be wide open at that one. I'm not sure he saw that one coming perhaps, but that was incredible racing between those two. King Panda has found himself in the mix now as well. He's in DRS. I won't be surprised if Dylan Suxett-Codd is due into the pits. He's used all of his ERS to try and stay ahead of Wong Fei, and that's really going to bite him coming later into the race. And into the pits he does come then, suffering on those tyres. It'll probably be mediums for the Aston Martin. We'll keep an eye on him as he makes his way into the pits. There's a bit of a battle going on a bit further back. That's Josh Gaming and F going wheel to wheel. They had a little bit of a tussle going through the chicane, but now F is going to go on the attack, opens up the DRS and is ahead way before the corner, finds himself up into P7. That's a simple move for the Williams. Oh, what's this? Our championship leader spun. He spun at turn 3. Is that going to be damage for the Red Bull? It looks like it. No front right end plate. Commiserations for our championship leader. He's going to find himself well outside the points now and having to make an unplanned pit stop perhaps. That is not the race he would have wanted to keep that championship lead. And now his rival at the moment, Moman, is now well ahead of him. That was an incredible move by Wong Fei, wasn't it? He went right under and fanned his way past. An incredible display of racing prowess from the Williams, and is up into the lead of this race. It's incredible to watch. Josh Gaming still on the attack. This battle for P6 still very heated at the minute. The Haas of, I think that's Fontana, not having a good day out here on the Catalonia circuit, finds himself off the track yet another time, as he's been lapped now by the entire field. That is going to be a shame for him. But Josh Gaming going on the attack. Defensive goes the Williams of F. So the long way round it is for the Aston Martin, and it doesn't bother him. He's swooped all the way around the outside. A very George Russell-esque move as he finds himself back into P6, but not able to shake F at the moment. A lot of drivers seemingly struggling with grip at the turn 3 there, as we've seen a fair few spin, not just in qualifying but in this race as well over the last few laps. F will look to try and stay with Josh Gaming if he can. This is our closest battle on the track at the moment, so we will bring you as much of this action as we can. Very little ERS left in the back tank for F, and I think that's going to let Josh Gaming close up, and it's going to let Moman begin to reel in that Williams and make a and start thinking about making a move. The Fate has got a lot closer now to the back of OP Gamer. A mistake perhaps from the McLaren has seen the Mercedes now right on the back of him. ESW Benjamin doing well to stay on the soft tyres for as long as he is, and definitely looking to go on the hard tyres. May's come into the pits for hards as well, struggling with those cold tyres. Is he? Oh, excuse me. Dylan Sucks-at-Cod is into the pits as well. He did come in, he's just out of the pits rather, and he did come in for hard tyres, as I said, so looking to go all the way to the end. They should make it. They might feel a little bit rough toward the end of the race, but he just needs to get his head down and find that rhythm to find his way back in. We continue to follow along with the battle for the final position on the provisional podium thus far, and the Fate is looking fairly racy with OP Gamer at the moment as they squabble over P3. A lot, fairly equal amounts of ERS as well, as he's going to go for the move. He's close enough to try and go around the outside of turn 10. We'll see the different lines come into play here as they continue to go side by side, but OP Gamer gets the better exit, but has to go wide through turn 12, which opens the door for the Fate now inside for the next corner, and I think that's job done for the Mercedes. It is. He finds his way into P3 now as they come from the chicane. OP Gamer's spun. That's a huge mistake from the McLaren, and Josh Gaming now is rivaling the championship, going to close up on him, and lucky not to be a crash there as the game re-ghosted the McLaren just as Josh entered that position. Perhaps a dangerous re-entry to the track, but that promotes ESW Benjamin and the Fate up a position, putting the Fate onto the podium. A battle for third now goes for a battle for fifth for OP Gamer, as he's got Josh Gaming and F to contend with, who are both within range, and now Moman as well. So a 4-car battle has begun to erupt here in the midfield, and OP Gamer leads the train around turn 4 and in towards turn 5. Dylan Sucks-at-Cod's got Preben in his sights. Preben trying to keep on the back of Nilsey and use the DRS if he can to keep that Aston Martin at bay, but those tyres are going to begin to deteriorate for those on the mediums, and Dylan Sucks-at-Cod, he'll have just got those tyres into a decent temperature and decent operating window. So our previous race leader, look at the guy on the attack. He uses very little ERS to use at all, and using the DRS to his full advantage. On the inside, you can just see him, closes the door on the McLaren, gets his way up into P10 and can begin to chase down Nilsey in the Haas at the moment. Oh.